Hey guys, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about something that's been a very important topic that a lot of people. Thank you for your two current subscribers. Really appreciate it. Let's talk about some stuff that has been in the making for a long time, and some stuff that it's been talked about before, and a little bit. Let's pretty much touch some bases on what's really going on and why stuff is going on. Alright, so the first thing I want to say, speculation believes that people are asking if Commander 2 is in the making already. Now, as you guys know, I said last year Commander Part 2 would not be coming out until next year. Well, that's true. It won't be coming out until next year because there's a lot of development. There's a lot of development. If we go back to where it was Commander 3, right? And we understand what happened in those stories. We know that first of all in Commander 3 the bad captain was killed, and a lot of people was you know believing that you know, he was going to have a sword and he was going to be bigger and stronger and more evil and more powerful. Well, he was nothing more than just a demon lord. Which Commander Isaac, as you played that mission, you took him out, and people loved that. I could probably go back right now, and I think it's like 200, 300 current subscribers right now. Maybe got some stars even. But what I want to talk about now is I want to make a great story. I want to make a beautiful story, and for that to take place, I've got to have willpower, feeling, love, caring, compassion, and first of all, strength and willing. Like I said, willpower. So this may take a long time to do. This may take a long time to do, and if it does, I'm sure you guys will understand when this game does come out. It's only 10 missions long, but it's not that easy because I can't. The thing is, I can't just make, I can't just make a mission and call it done. This has to be done right. And and excuse me, um, but you guys have noticed that some of my missions I've ever made are not so good. That's because that's because I didn't have the enthusiasm and I wasn't feeling it, or I was just doing it, throwing it in there and calling it done. And I know that because of that, I don't have as many subscribers on that portfolio, and I'm very sorry for that. From here on out, when I make missions and maps, I'll make sure that I'll make sure that I definitely do a better job and do a good job at making my missions and taking more time to show you guys that there's more to me to make a better mission or a better map than what meets the eye. I think that's where people get a little lost. If you want me to be, if I'm completely honest with myself, I think the most important thing is knowing where you mess up at, and knowing what it means to do better. Because I'm not a pro professional at making maps, and I think I admitted that for a long time. And I'm not a pro professional. I'm not a great person at making maps. I do my best, and then that's it. But you guys want more. You scream for more, and it's my job to deliver more. And I do my best on something, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not my best. I can do better than that. Why am I not doing better? Why am I not doing better? I mean, I've learned this system for over 8 years. It's been 8 years, and I've learned this system. Kind. You know, story is everything. Design is also everything too. But story is really important. If the story is bad, then nobody wants to play, and I can understand that. If you guys give me comments saying, "Hey, this sucks," I'm gonna remove it off the workshop, and I'm gonna make sure the next time I do something, I do a better job. Because if I don't like it, then you're not gonna like it, and that's the point. That's why Commander Josh was removed off the workshop, because it just wasn't Halo. It just wasn't. And that is kind of sad, because I didn't like it really, but you guys would have loved it. Or maybe you guys would have hated it, which is okay, because I mean, I didn't like it, and you guys didn't like it, and I had mostly negative views on it, and I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this out the workshop, because when I heard "Can nobody do a Halo map," that's when I was like, yeah, this sucks. And it hurt me a little bit, because I thought I did a good job, but I didn't do a good job. And like this guy right here says, "The fuck is this, man? Come on." I said, "To understand is to understand," and it's lore, man. This was lore that was follow the key that opens the demise. This was just upcoming stuff for Red Final. And Last Red, of course. But I'm taking a step back for a while. I'm probably going to take a month off. And the reason I'm taking a month off is I need to focus on stuff that I need to do. To work on something. To know what it means to do a good job on something. To know the effort and the command of the effort, to know what it means to do a good job on something. I'm going to step back for a while. This game, Last Red, probably will not come out this month. I'm just going to say, because I need a month to sit here and focus. I mean, I'm not saying it will or won't, but most likely it's probably not going to come out this month. But if it does, then you know I've done it. But the reason Last Red isn't coming out this month is because I need more time to focus. I don't have the story down, the designs are not down. I've got nothing in there that I need. I've got nothing. The only thing I have right now is a fortress. And that's the final level. And when I say a fortress, I mean an actual fortress. That has to be done right. If that's not done right, the entire mission is scrambled. It's screwed. It's done for. I can't have that. That's not even all the way in progress of production of being done. And that has to be done too. If that's not done right, then the whole thing is scrambled and screwed. I'm done. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take a month off and just give it some time to see where the thing goes. I was so excited to make all the Commander ones. Now we're going to talk a little bit. Now I'm done with. But Last Red is probably going to come out sometime when I can get back to it. And we're gonna see. I'll see, exactly, because I'm gonna focus on something else. Because I need time to rebuild that. I think that's the most important part is time. I need time to reflect on everything that's happening. I'm going to go ahead and check on my other previous ones I have here. Flood 6. 37 subscribers, not bad. I have 37 subscribers. People love this. Let's talk about Flood 6. So, in Flood 6, I've not talked about any of the floods. I've just pretty much posted it and then just went from there pretty much. But y'all love this. I think I get more subscribers on this than I've ever had before. 37 right now, and that's crazy. This has actually been the top of the line twice. I've had this on the top of the line twice on the workshop. It's been on the workshop twice, and it's been like, it's just been on there where people have made it popular, and that's crazy because that means I've done good somewhere. And this makes me happy. I mean, I'm grateful. Like I said, if I have 0 and I've got 100 people actually seeing this, I'm grateful. I don't care if I had 1 or 2. I'm still grateful because that means you guys as a whole, you guys really like my stuff and you want to see more. But like I said, we're not going to talk about Last Red anymore until I get the story down. I have an upcoming game. It's not Flood 7. It is actually different. I want to welcome you guys to something that I've been working on for quite a while. And it opens up the floodgates. Warda. Okay, so you just heard Warda, right? And you're like, what is Warda? Well, if you guys don't know what Warda is, go back to the video of Flood 5, Flood 1. You'll see exactly who Warda is. And a lot of people were speculating on that mission. Okay, so I'm here and then there. What am I going to be doing? And I'm going to be doing a remake of the first one over. That's right, I'm going to be doing a remake over it. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it is and how it became and how it become the one it's supposed to, how Warda become Warda. And the story goes, it's really interesting that we talk about this topic because there's a lot in the corner. So Warda was a commander with Isaac. He worked this. The year is so you're probably asking yourself, okay, we're so confused on what the years because there's Warhammer 40,000 which was I know Warhammer 40,000 is my version of Warhammer 40,000. It's just make believe. It's all fake, but it's just a good story. Took place in 3456. This version, and then you're probably wondering, okay, that's true to 2012. Where was the timeline between Red and the timeline between Halo? Okay, I'll bring this up for you guys. The year, okay, so the last, this is the last time I'm gonna say this. Last Red is the final one. That year is around 2033. Okay, it's 2033 on that year. It's 2033 all the way, the entire year. It took many years, so it went from 20 to 2023, 2033. That's that year that started happening. When I was a commander, helicopter was shot down. That was in 2012. Now the bad captain of that one became a lord. That's how, and many years later, he comes back he becomes this warlock that essentially Flame created that you have to kill in Commander 3. So the Halo timeline is 2552. And then it goes up to 2556, 2530, 2580. So it goes up there a long, long, long way up. So that's how that. So now you're not confused what the years are. Now you know what the years are happening, and now you know exactly how the years are going into completion with each other. That's what's going on. That's what's happening between the gap in the years. And there will be other missions that Ice Commander has done. We'll be talking about those as soon as I'm finished with the ones I'm telling you about. Alright, so what is Flood 6? Well, Flood 6 is you play as the Arbiter, the Halo 2 Arbiter, which is Thal Vadami. Okay? You play as Arbiter, and then you play as an agent that the agent, which is something that people want to understand. The agent, the Arbiter agent is not the same Arbiter that you would be guessing and that you'd be thinking. It's the Arbiter that's completely different. That Arbiter is the Arbiter, but he's an agent Arbiter. He was sent from the higher ranks of the Covenant to kill Isaac Commander. But that was just another. That's another game for another date. You'll see that one too. I'm just waiting right now for Gaia to release some new skins and do another mod. And once he's done that, we can I'll show you what the whole storyline and all the other stuff and the lore behind that is. But in Flood 6, he plays the Arbiter called Thal Vadami, and you need to create. It's another hive mind, another Flood hive mind, which is completely brand new. It's completely different from all the others. It's completely brand new. Isaac Commander is on that planet. And there's now look. You're probably asking me, it's just another copy. Well, that's not. There's no copy. And this year, when you find out exactly what happened in Last Red, you'll know what happened. You'll know why he's still alive. But there's no more copies. There's no more clones. There's no more other stuff or anything like that. It's no equipment, no clone equipment, nothing. It's Isaac Commander fully geared up. And then a Spartan of Isaac Commander. So you'll see there's a lot of different things going on in this one. And I mean, when I say a lot, I do mean a lot. Because from the timeline that it starts, from the timeline it stops. Very interesting. So there's a hive mind, and the hive mind has got Flood, and then there's Flood hunters, which I think you guys will see when you play this game. And the very end of it, the very end of it is where there's explosion. Now, Isaac Commander got out alive, the Arbiter got out alive, everybody got out alive. So, before that explosion went off, the agent was there. The Halo elite agent was there. He was shielded in a cave. And that's all I'm going to say right now about that. We'll talk more in Flood 7 about that. So what happened was before the bomb went off, Isaac Commander was there, helping fight. But what's really interesting is he comes in. Isaac Commander. If he's a Spartan, and he is a Spartan, he has. If you guys see that there's. It doesn't look like he's a Spartan. It looks like he's, just a regular army guy, commanding officer. And no stuff. There's no body armor. There's no Spartan gear. There's nothing there, right? So it makes no sense. That's where it's interesting. That's where the reason that is because his armor is in the ship itself. When he came out with just an army guy, and no suit, he could have been killed right there and then, but he wasn't. Now, Isaac Commander has, if you guys know about Isaac Commander, he's been like this. People have speculation, why was he not infected by the flood? And when he was when he was on 2 flood planets, why was he not infected by the flood? What happened? And so, it's very interesting to know these types of things because, there's a lot that meets the eye here. A lot that meets the eye, and it's very interesting. I mean, very interesting to know how he was able to survive. Isaac Commander was able to survive without being infected because he had the crystal still. The crystal was for everything as long as he lived. The crystal would protect him through anything, and it would not kill him. However, if Isaac Commander ever went bad, that's right. If Isaac Commander ever went bad and went to the dark side, the crystal would choose another chosen, and then he would die. In other words, if he stopped believing in something that he always believed in, which was the right thing, or he stopped reading, or he stopped doing stuff that he was supposed to be doing, the crystal would go to somebody else, and the Ice Commander would be nobody except for a person, and he would just die. So that's why the flood could not affect him, because he was immune to them because of the crystal. Without the crystal, Ice Commander is nothing. What is in the crystal is God and Jesus, and then the people that he believes in, and the Bible, of course, which held all that together of faith and prayer and hope. So it held everything together, and so that's why he wasn't. And because of that, nothing could attack him. I mean, yes, he would be fired upon and he would be fired at, but he wouldn't. He couldn't physically be killed. He would just be sedated and knocked out, but he would succumb to the wounds, heal up, and then he would continue fighting the flood, of course. So when Isaac was fighting the flood and the flood planet, there was a lot of stuff that happened. He encountered super floods. Now, a lot of people have also asked the question about General Hawkins. Well, as I've told in one of the videos, General Hawkins was a scientist, and Isaac Commander eventually did find him, but General Hawkins became a super flood. Now, a super flood is like a super soldier flood. It's really, really strong, tanky-ish. It's got more life, more armor. It's a vertical tank, but it's a super soldier tank, so it's very interesting and very powerful. And the scientists injected him as soon as Isaac opened the door and said, "What are you doing?" He went shoot, inject himself, and over time he just instantly became a super soldier. Isaac Commander had to put him down and kill him. It was very hard to do, as he had other Flood trying to kill Isaac Commander, but before he would amplify the antidote, not antidote, but the virus into himself, he told Isaac Commander, one day you'll be, you're gonna have something that you're gonna have to do, and it's gonna be a tough decision. as he said, I remember your team and what they did. And then he said, I hope you understand why I have to do this. And he injected himself with the virus. And then he tried to kill his commander. Because it killed him, the scientist, and there was no more man or anything like Warda. It just killed him completely, and then the monster took over the parasite, and he just became this super soldier that Isaac Commander had to kill. So Isaac Commander killed him, and it was really interesting. But in that game comes out. It's going to be called Juno Hawkins When a Good Gaia gives me a new flood form, and then I'll show you guys that it's. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about this new super flood. I'm called Juno Hawkins, of course. So yeah. So after the bomb exploded, after the nuclear bomb exploded, killing everything, including the flood on that one planet, on Flood 6, everybody escaped. Well, I can't tell you Flood 7 because that would be ruining Flood 7. But I can tell you about Warda. So Warda, again, like I was telling before, Warda was a commanding super soldier. It was a commander, and he led forces into battle like Isaac Commander did. And they met in 20 they met in 2501. Yeah, they met 2501. No, 2522, my bad. 2522. And he came in as a recruit, like everybody else. Had the same beliefs as Isaac Commander. But he wanted more. He wanted to overthrow everyone. Warda wanted complete control over all the units, over the tanks, over the military, over everything. Isaac Commander knew this. So Isaac Commander was just following orders from General Green. He would just do what General Green told him to do, and that's all he did. Well, the thing is, Warda wasn't having that. Warda wanted more and more. So General Green, the commanding officer, said, "Okay, fine. Here, I'll give you. Here's some units, and here's some men. Here's some tanks. Go check out this base here." It was filled with Covenant, and he did, and they all died except Warda. Warda also had a crystal, but it was red. It was a red crystal, almost like a fireish red. It was bad. It was a bad crystal. At first, the crystal was white, but because of Warda's thoughts, it would turn the crystal colors and colors and colors. Eventually, it became a fire red. And the reason it became a fire red is because he would completely disband his. He would let his thoughts take over. He would let his thoughts take over, and they were evil. And even though he was under General Green's command and Isaac Commander's command, they took another team. Well, after Warda destroyed many bases of the Covenant, many, and taken out leaders, you would think he did a good job, and he did. But one year, he would turn. And so they went into a winter, like a winter tomb type of thing. They went in, and when they opened those doors, they heard a very disturbing sound. It was the flood. Warda shot and killed many flood. As he said in his words, he said this: "May I die now, knowing I had a purpose. as all shall not be sown, as many will be my own. None shall interfere, as I become God. Nothing can stop me, as I die a hero, knowing no man to be done. And the interesting thing about that is that he said those words. He actually, that's I don't. He's not. He's dead now. But interesting, he said those words because they mean something. Like almost like the parasite of the flood mine or the grave mine was talking to him. But Isaac Emitter, what's weird, Isaac Emitter didn't know this. Like he could not physically and honestly hear this. And it was really interesting because you would think Isaac Emitter could hear something like that because of the crystal, but no. It was completely blocked out from Isaac Emitter. Completely blocked out. Like 100% blocked. 100% blocked. Blocked. Completely blocked out. With nothing there. And it was very, very interesting because many of things that they talked about and that they did was very interesting. As they went after they killed in the flood, they found the temple. Some people believe this is a temple of life. Some people believe this is a temple of death. Because it was booby trapped with all kinds of traps. Isaac Commander could not even enter this temple. But Warda did. Warda, because his lust of power could have killed him there and then, but it didn't. For some odd reason, when Warda entered through the temple of death or light, he didn't die. A voice told Isaac Commander not to enter the temples, near life, near death, near light, near dark. You shall not enter these, as you shall stay out and go out and leave, for the curse will be upon you if you do enter. Isaac Commander could hear this, but again Warda could not. His voice, no one, not even I, could know. The interesting part about this, though, was the intellect of two powers being collided. And the interesting thing about it was nobody knew what was going on in these temples. But shall enter, none shall pass. When Warda entered the temple, nothing happened to him. He was just able to walk right through the water, right through the waterfall. On the other side, it was told of a book. When Warda emerged out of the water and through the water, there was a book. Warda told Isaac Commander, I cannot open this. It needs some type of power. I don't know why. Like a key or some sort. It's locked from the outside. It's also locked from the inside. As Warda explained. Isaac Commander, in his own words, said one word. Power. Power, this meant they had the power, it would need power to unlock it. But then they both heard one word. Leave. And then another one. Go. And then a riddle. To my demise, you shall feel. What's not there shall not be heard. But what is this? I can see. You shall not be. The interesting thing about the riddle is that it didn't make any sense to either one of them as they both heard it. Warda felt something inside. Something crawling inside. He wanted to get out. This is when Isaac Commander looked at his power and could see his crystal glowing red like fire. Isaac Commander said, "This is the first time I've seen your crystal. It went from pure white, now it's fiery red. What have you done? Have you stopped your beliefs? Have you stopped doing the right thing?" Warda answered, "Power is mine." Isaac Commander was stunned, as it almost looked like there was nothing there. The interesting thing was extremely exotic. He couldn't believe what he just said. And then a trance. He came out of it. Ugh, what happened, Isaac Commander? He looked at his crystal again, but this time it was a different color. It went from fiery red to gold with light. Isaac Commander explained to Warda that his crystal had turned from white to fire red to now gold light. Warda didn't understand. He said, "What do you mean? My crystal?" He said, "The crystal that's inside of you. Have you changed your beliefs? Has the devil overthrown you?" Warda answered, "No, but my thoughts, I've let them, I've let them in, and they've changed me." Then again, his crystal went back to fiery red, and Warda said, "You are mine, that I shall have you forever, as you shall be food, and nothing else. Now leave this place, or I shall ban you forever." Once again, Isaac Commander looked, not knowing what they had seen. Again, Warda went out of a trance. Again, what just happened? Isaac Commander told him that you're being possessed by a demon, something more powerful than I can handle. Said only the Lord Jesus Christ and God can take it out of you. You need to find a priest and pray. As Warda said, "I know." And just then, a power of white exploded inside of Warda, giving out light and gold flecks, surrounding them both and lifting them up. Many people would believe they went up, but they didn't. They were just hovering there, and then they were let go. The book was never to be opened as it needed some type of power key. The interesting thing, it could hold many secrets, but both was too scared to open it. The truth that would set them free, that they had been hunting forever. The secrets that they would know. Warder told Isaac Commander this. In my desperation, I shall throw this book back into the water and let it consume it. For even I do not know the power key. Maybe one day we'll come back and we'll see it again. Just then they heard a loud rumbling sound. It's going to close. We need to get out of here. We're going to be trapped, Warder said. Isaac Commander said, Let's go. We need to move. Just then the both of them, the two, ran. It's closing and collapsing. We need to get out of here fast. As they barely made it out with their lives. Both in shock, scared, notified, but relieved. There goes the tunnel. It collapsed. The tomb, as they said. I wonder now that book is going to be secured forever. Just then a flaming sword came down from the sky, and it hit the center, going back and forth with flames, saying these words. Only the power can be restored to this tomb. Only the chosen shall enter back. Now go. Isaac Commander and Warder did not know what that meant, as they were confused, but left. As they finally started attacking Flood and killing the Flood, getting back to the helicopter, or the transport, as they got back to the transport, something happened. A power so great flew Warder off of the cliff. Isaac said, No! Warder, are you okay? Can you hear me? Nothing. That's suddenly when, off of the cliff, he's dead, Isaac Commander said. The body is gone. What is history? We need to get out of here. Let's move. But Warder on the other side of the cliff was hanging by a thread. He caught himself on a branch. Help me, Isaac Commander, if you can hear me. I'm here. I'm here. Please. Warder's crystal broke, snapping into pieces. The branch broke. The crystal broke. And it was destroyed. A cry of help. Isaac Commander did not hear him either. Still nothing. But when Isaac Commander turned back, the branch was not even there. There was nothing there. That's when Warder fell into a darkness. It consumed him. The parasite would fix him up, and he became half Warder, half human, half parasite. Warder was no more. Now, you know the truth. So, as you guys know, it's very interesting that I told you guys a story of that. So now you know who Warder was, and now you know there's a book of power, and there's more interesting things that were going on in that tomb than meets the eye. First of all, it being collapsed, then it being destroyed, then they're hearing strange voices, and then the crystal being broken on Warda. Well, Warda, only thing that was left of Warda was just flesh and bone. He died that day, but the parasite consumed him, just like it did Captain Keyes. But this time, the parasite seen something inside of Warda. I don't know what, but seen something inside of Warda that it could be its host, its leader. Therefore, Warda becoming half parasite and half leader. So if we go again, let's close that. No. We go all the way back to my Flood 5, I believe it was. Loading here on.
Woo!
Sorry about that. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I watch SpongeBob, guys. It's no big deal.
Adapted Mind
No, I
Matt!
just
Come
paused.
explore the
Stop
site with me.
Wrong one.
Clean, effective, all-day
No.
deodorant.
No. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to open my
You
channel.
smell amazing.
Whoa.
It's native.
Stop that. Thank you.
Mile. You can't.
Go to here. This off here. Search. There you go. Air Flood 1. You guys see Warda. This is where he is with his. That's right here. I don't know, but right here, that's Isaac Commander fighting with the elites. This is the Flood coming to attack. They're attacking him, but Warda. Warda's already. You can't see him, but Warda was right here, and he was killed again into nothing to meat. But what actually happened was he was resurrected again by the Flood, leaving him half Warda, half Flood again. So what ended up happening was the parasite once again fixed him. and he came back to life again for the second time. The first time, he was already upset and mad at Isaac Commander because he was left. So, instead of telling him, you know, hey, I'm back, or why'd you leave me? He's like, no, I need to create an army, my own army, of millions and millions of years, and I need to have them attack you. You already know the other aspects of the story, what happened with Jim Green and the years of why it was attacking and everything, but it's very interesting to know how much and how far and how things become so far into it, you know. But yeah, that's Warda on a flood planet. That's Isaac Commander right there. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I have for an hour. We'll talk more about this more later.